All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome yourselves to the newest episode of the Allisi podcast. And yeah, I know it's been like 2 months since I've made a podcast. Pretty terrible of me. I know, and I do apologize. I just kind of, for a little bit, I lost the motivation that I had originally had to do it. But I think I'm getting it back. I think I want to get back into it, and I really did enjoy it when I first did it. So we are going to, of course, try to get back into it. And today, as you can see by the title, it's not going to be a normal thing that we used to do of controversy or, um, anything like flippy subjects or whatever. I guess you want to call them flippy, like me versus you or opinion versus opinion, stuff like that. Today is going to be about you and what I think I could give my best advice on to you. So yeah. As always, these are going to remain unedited. I might throw edits like in the video itself, like there might be a soundbar thing, audio spectrum wave thing type thing to show my voice, because I think giving it a little animation, a little bit of life is good for the podcast. I think it'll be, like I said, good, I guess. I haven't done this in a while, so it's going to sound stupid. But anyways, today we are going to be talking about your future. And yeah. But first, before we can talk about your future, we should talk about my future. And my future, see, I got lucky in the sense of from like 14, 15, around that age, I knew what I wanted to do. I knew that I wanted to work with people. I knew that I wanted to be in human services. I knew that I wanted to be a caseworker, be a teacher, be a counselor, anything in that region. I knew that's where I wanted to spend the rest of my life after high school. And me just saying that should put you into some perspective of what you should think about spending the rest of your life after high school. Which, there's a quote and it says, "If you love what you do, you will never work a day in your life." And it is so true. And of course, I don't have my degree yet on anything. But I can tell you this. I used to work fast food at one place called, I'll just call it Carl's Jr. because it's not Carl's Jr. It's the kind of same. But I used to work at Carl's Jr. and I hated the staff that worked with me. I hated my coworkers. I hated everybody there. I just disliked so much about it. It was unprofessional. It was dirty. It was everyone was always in a negative mood. It was terrible. Right? And I always got in arguments. I always had, a terrible feeling walking into the building and the best feeling leaving the building. Then I quit my job there. I originally wanted to put in a 2 weeks notice, but I just flat quit only because a manager, this is a manager, someone who was supposed to be guiding me, they sent me a message asking me to cover their shift. I declined, and they went onto my YouTube channel and saw that I was live streaming a video game, and they ridiculed me about not coming into work while I had time to live stream this video game. And I didn't agree with that at all. And so I said, all right, I will put in my 2 weeks to my boss, to my the big boss. I said, I'll put in my 2 weeks, and as long as you don't put me with her, there will be no problems with that manager. And the first day I came back, she was there. She started in, so I left, and I never came back. Then, however, I went to this new place called Volker's, and, there's obviously negatives. There's negatives about every job, Police officers, they love being police officers, but they got to do paperwork, I'm trying to think of the wildest thing I can, rappers or musicians, they love the parties and the concerts and stuff, but some of them hate sitting down and writing songs with the writer's block and everything. So there's that, and there's always stuff you hate. But I found that at this job, there was a lot less that I hated than my old job. I actually laughed. I actually had fun. I actually, wanted to be there. I mean, obviously, I wanted to go out and do my own thing, but being there didn't make me want to, like, literally die. Um, I found my peace at this job, and I've been working there since. I work there now. That's how I can afford everything: this camera, this computer, this microphone setup, everything. That's how I afford it all, is because I work there and make my money there. And it doesn't feel like hell when I'm doing it. That's what I'm trying to get at. You need to do something that makes you happy. And I can tell that like I said, I'm not fully happy there. That's why after high school, after next month when I graduate high school, in the fall, I'm already enrolled in a tech school because I'm going to pursue something that I want. If you spend the rest of your life there, now keep in mind, I said that I do enjoy it, but I'm not going to spend the rest of my life there. Like, why, like, that doesn't make any sense. If you stop back and you think about what I just said, or think about that in your own head, in your own words, why on earth would you do that? Why would you be somewhere you don't feel your complete happiness when every human being is capable of moving on? Now, obviously, before I get you triggered, there is some limitations. Unfortunately, there is always going to be limitations. You can't be a professional runner without legs. And some people, like with mental deficiencies, they can't go off and be college professors because their brains just cannot handle that accumulation of knowledge. But I am speaking to probably average people, and like the 20 views this video is going to have, these 20 people, these are probably people that I know are average people. And some of you, I'll say a good 10% of you, are actually watching this to become motivated and to enjoy the video. Probably another 80% of you are watching this to ridicule the video, and you saw it on like Snapchat or something, and you're like, oh, this is going to be so stupid, and you're going into it. Or the other 10% who just don't know why they're watching it. They saw something or somebody watching it, they started watching it. To the 100% of you, listen, okay? Do what you want to do with your life. Like, a family member of mine is working at a factory right now, and I am terrified that they are going to be stuck at that factory for the next 30 years. Because that's the most toxic thing of all, is when we get comfortable somewhere. When we get comfortable, we want to stay. Like think about this. When I go skateboard, and I suck, so this happens a lot. But when I go skateboard, I will try something and ultimately step off or bail, which is when I'm going up and I put my back foot off to stop myself. Because my brain wants to resort to what is comfortable. I don't want to put myself in an awkward situation where I'm at risk of falling, and that will hurt, and my brain knows that will hurt. Just like it's hard to take risks, because when you are in a comfortable situation, you're at a factory making a good amount of money, you are comfortable there. You're comfortable because all your bills are being paid, all your intermediates are happy, everything like that. But there's something else you want to do. I know a decent amount of people who work at factory, and they do not want to be there. They want to be off, and they have dreams, and they have like hopes and everything. They just don't have the motivation to secure positions anywhere. And if you are a person who wakes up every day and you're like, hey, I want to go to my factory job and assemble something or supervise something, wow, great. You found a job that's easy enough for every common human being to do. But if you're like most of us and you want to be out and about and do your own thing, and you want to be special, and you want to emerge from the average person, and you want to make a difference in someone else's life, because I think personally that is what matters, is when you make a difference in someone else's life. And think about that. You can do that anywhere. You sell a new couple a home and they are happy for years and years to come. You made a difference in someone's life. If you work at Culver's, Nikes, I said the name. If you work at Culver's and someone is having a bad day, they walk into that restaurant and you greet them in such a polite way, you change someone's life. I've experienced that. There was a man who came in and he walked up to the counter and he was reading something in the newspaper before he ordered. And I asked a question. I said something along the lines of, nothing really interesting today. And it's instantly sparked up a conversation. And he was like, more interesting than what's going on in my life. And we just came back and forth, back and forth. And he went and got his food with his daughter. They ate, whatever. His daughter walks out. He's walking out. He turns around. He says, Chris, because I have my name tag on. He says, Chris, I'd like to talk to your manager. I said, okay, I'll go get my manager. I thought I was in trouble. I honestly thought, I don't know what I did. I don't know if I provoked a wrong nerve or something, but I thought I was in trouble. My manager comes up. He looks at my manager in the eye. He says, I do not know Chris. I do not know him at all. But he made my day great. My day was horrible, and he made it great. And that was amazing. That was so wholesome. It was such a wholesome feeling. And that's what I'm saying. In any job, even a factory job, you're building something, you build it the right way, you make someone happy because they open their box and it's not messed up. Any job you can help someone. But any job where you're doing it to earn money, if you're thinking about money, I cannot stress enough how much you cannot think about the money aspect of jobs. I know that's why you're at the job. You need money. But if all you think about is money, you're going to hate anything you do. I have a friend, right? And my friend has literally just this weekend hit over 100,000. Well, he has 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. 100,000 people. I have 203 on my gaming channel and like 20 something on this channel. And he got to his subscribers count by using what is called clickbait and live streaming false events and stuff like that. And excuse me, one second. That's the problem with not being able to edit. You gotta deal with stuff like that. Anyways, and he used like false live stream stuff, and he gained a huge collective. But on my channel, I make stuff that I myself find funny, and I myself am proud of, and I myself, spend hours and hours editing. And I think if not only were you to look on the difference in the content, but also in the difference in the personalities, you would be able to tell like which one's doing it for the money and the fame, and which one's doing it because they want to make somebody laugh. And I'm not trying to sit up on a high hill or whatever you want to say and sound like I'm better than someone, because there's other people out there who do it 10 times better than me, and that's okay, because we're both making someone laugh. And that's one more thing we can peg into. You're always going to find someone that can do something better than you. I'm sorry, but it's true. To the 100% watching, think about what you want to do. Somebody's already done that. But if you keep that thought in mind, you can override that rule that we just instilled in ourselves, amongst us, or whatever. If you truly believe that you can do something different than everyone else, then you do it. But, and I will say this, a lot of the people that got to that position because they didn't care about money, if you want to think about that, right? A lot of sports players, I don't know a lot about sports, but what it seems is a lot of sports players got to where they wanted because they worked hard, they trained, they had the passion to do it. You don't see some nerdy or fat guy out there who has no physical physique because they didn't have the passion. If they had the passion, they would have worked hard, they would have went to the gym, and they would have got there. That's just like, you don't see someone making a podcast ever just for money, because no one listens to those podcasts. Because here's a podcast with just for money. They do this. Ready? They go like this. They go, hey, welcome to my podcast. Today we're going to be talking about global warming and how it's affecting everything. That's doing it for money. Because me, I'm flailing my arms, I'm doing whatever. That's doing it because I want to be in this seat. I want to be here. I want to do this. I want to record myself. I paid for all this. I'm not getting paid for all this. This is like free for you to watch cost me money. I wanted to be here, and I think it shows. And that is why a big contemplation of mine is that I don't think I've ever dreamt of even like having a video monetized before. I've dreamt of getting a lot of views because I want to reach out to a lot of people, I want people to see it, obviously, but I don't think I've ever like sit back and say, "Ooh, if I do this video, how much money am I going to make on it?" You know what I mean? And it's just within that itself that just shows, differences, I guess. So, yeah. You guys let me know in the comments, and I've never understood either why people are afraid to comment. I've asked for comments before. People go on Snapchat and they tell me stuff, and I'm like, dude, why can't you just comment it? Because there's probably other people who have the same, questions as you, or whatever. So comment below if you think I'm doing a good job. Like I said, I'm not better there's better podcasters. I don't know what the word is, the noun to describe podcasters. I don't know. Anyways, if that's whatever. I know there's better out there than me, but just let me know if you guys like it. I know I'm like leaning back and the audio's getting messed up, and I'm leaning too close, the audio's getting messed up, and I'm drinking and I'm squeaking the chair and whatnot. But I am doing what I want to do. I could sit like this. Oh, that kind of feels good. I could sit like this and never reach for my water and just sit like this and get what I want to say out and still kind of be into it. But I would rather, be into it. Because like we're talking about, this is what it's about. Do it how you want to do it. And that is what makes it special. You're a real estate agent. You be the best real estate agent you've ever seen. You want to work fast food? You be the best cashier or the best cook you have ever seen. If you want to be a podcaster, you get in there and you say, "Hey, I am important, and you're going to listen to what I have to say." And now let's step into another direction here. And this was a friend. And this friend crying. I asked, "What's wrong?" He said, "My mom wants me to do this. She's stressed because I'm not doing this, but I want to do this." And I said, "You know what, man? That's bull. Because you can do what you want to do with your life. It is your life. This is what makes me so mad is people say, I'm doing this because of this person. I'm doing this because I need to support this person. No, you don't. No, you do not. And it's different. It really is different if someone's like, I need to do this so that I can support a child. Yeah, if you're a teenager and you knocked up a girl, you're going to need to go get a fast food job, at least to start. But you don't ever have to stay there. I know a teen mom who is my best friend's mother. Well, that was weird wording, but my best friend's mother had my best friend as a teenager, and she's killing it. She is literally the breadwinner of the house. She's making a surplus for their family. They're allowed to go on vacations and stuff because of what her income is like. She did it. She is living so comfortably right now. But this is the difference in comfortably this and comfortable earlier. She's living comfortable doing what she wants to do with her life. She's not in a factory somewhere making money. Anyways, so that's what you got to think. You got to look into the eyes of yourself, basically, if that makes any sense. I don't know how to explain it other than this. You have to sit down and you have to look at your life, and you have to see, okay, this person wants me to do this, this person wants me to do this. I want to do this. What do you do in that situation? Like if you have someone, which I hope no one out of this 100% has, and they're like, you do this or I'm going to disown you. What? Why would you do that? Like, there's no reasoning you should do that for someone else. And, again, the exception to some of these rules is like if a partner says we will be together but you can't cheat on me. Well, that's a given, right? You cannot go out and have sexual relations with somebody else because that's what the partner, that's one of the aspects of having partnership is this sweet and soul and intercourse. And if you go out and do that with someone else, well then it ruins the partnership. But if that same partner is like, we can be together, but you're going to be in a cubicle working a 9 to 5 so you can buy me high heels or buy me a new, I'm looking for guy stuff, buy me a new game every week, then that's when the problem happens. It's literally the same for anyone about any relationship and anything. I worded that I worded that dumb, but it's whatever. It's like I don't know. I can tell you that it's hard. I know that it's hard to do anything without consent of general public. As in, most people, they go to 4-year education, they get a degree in this, they go hunt for jobs and get even more in debt while they're looking for jobs with that degree that they didn't even want, really. They have a job they don't even want, they do it for the next 30 years, they get really old, they're still doing their job, they finally retire after like 20 more years, and then they're old, they wasted their life, they're in their retirement money, they die, basically, right? I just don't understand why anyone thinks that that's a good idea, you know? And there are some 4 to 12-year things that people like to do. So, go do it. Get in debt, but at least while you're repaying back the debt, you're doing what you love. But I will tell you this, and this is what I have told so many people, is that you can do what you want to do without going to a 4-year university college. And I don't even know, I don't know the history on how colleges came to, be the main source of this is what you have to do. But it's not. This is my plan. This is what I'm doing if you're interested. I graduate next month. And then I'm going to live this summer to the most that I can because my last teenage summer or non-grown up. Anyways, and then in August, I'm going to tech school for human resources to be a youth counselor to troubled youth, like juvenile stuff. Basically a caseworker, but with more people, with more cases. And then I am going to do that for 2 years, and then after that, I'm considering going and finishing at SDSU just to get a teaching education, whatever, lock, job, a good, secure job. But, and I'm going to be, maybe 13,000 in debt, a little bit over, a little bit shorter, I don't know, around there. But I'm also going to get Pell Grants, and I'm also going to get, scholarships, and that 13,000 that goes down fast, especially if all I'm doing is going to college and working. That goes down fast. And then what, I walk out, and tech schools are so good at finding jobs post education. Colleges, 4-year universities, suck at it. They do. If you look at actual rates from graduating with a degree to finding a job, it's really bad. People end up in terrible jobs because they can't get the job they wanted with the degree they got, so they had to settle for the next best thing. And the next best thing is not at all what they wanted. So yeah. People, they go get in debt, they go to this 4-year thing, they get stuck, or there's people who go to tech school for 2 years, they get a tiny bit in debt, get it over with, get out, have a good job, have a good future, And it's not about making money. I live in the upper lower class, I think. I don't know. I either live in the upper lower or the lower middle. I live in one of those two. I everything I have I work for, which obviously I'm just a teenager with a minimum wage job, so everything I have isn't much. Everything that's to my name is not much. Versus, another 18-year-old in the same town as me who everything he has is bought by his parents, which he doesn't have any payments on, and it amounts to probably more than the apartment that I live in right now. That's just the reality of it. So, Not everything's about money. I'm very happy with my life right now. I don't, like I said, I don't have that much, but I have enough to be happy. And that's what people need is um, enough to be happy. And it can go both ways. Like I said, go down the road that you want to travel. And if in that road you want the luxurious cars and the fancy things and the whatevers, but do what you want to do to get there. There's no reason to go work a 9 to 5 factory job, saving up 40% of it every paycheck just to get it to keep bouncing and bouncing and bouncing and bouncing, and then one day get enough and spend it all and have to keep going. Rather than, you can do any job you want. Like if I wanted to, if I was so passionate about where I work and like right now the fast food and knew that's where I wanted to stay, I could easily stay there, be comfortable living with another person to assist me with rent payments and stuff, and keep like saving and saving and saving and saving and saving and saving. And I would eventually get like a 401k return when I'm like 60 something. But I don't want to sit at a fast food until I'm 60 something. I want to go do my job until I'm 60 something. And then you know what the best? I want to have a job where I do something until I'm 60 something and want to keep going. Like I have the option to retire, but I'm like, no, I'll go for like 5 more years. It's just that's not to sound like I am a messiah, but I literally think that's what everyone should live by is you don't need to be I can't even think of like that was a really loud scream and I'm sorry. I can't even think of like a proper way to describe it. It's like it's so many bottled up thoughts that I just can't deliver them properly. Like you I don't know. Like you don't need to be the top of a chain to feel successful. Just because you see other people finding success in something, that doesn't mean you have to find success in that same thing. I see way too many people doing the same job, and like for example, something that I hate seeing is a hateful teacher. Which, because if you think about it, like a teacher is something like all teachers should be teachers because they want to be teachers. Just like all police officers should be police officers because they care about peace. Like students come and people say that it's not about like the experience, it's just about getting the knowledge in your head. That's bull. Students should come because they feel good where they're at, and that's what should make them want to learn, is because of how motivated their like life experiences are, I guess, if you want to play that. And cops should be cops because they want to protect the peace of everyone else, not because of the power trip it gives them. And I'm not getting into a whole controversy about like police officers or teachers or anything. I'm just saying, if like do that for me or for yourself or for anyone. The next week, and I'm gonna assume that 100% of people watching this have jobs. I'm assuming probably like 60, but let's assume that 100% have jobs. The next week, I want you to go and I want you to observe everyone at that job. Observe the super crabby people to the super enthusiastic people. You will see tendencies of people who want to be there and people who don't want to be there, or people who don't care if they're there or not. And, that's what I want you to think about is if you're somewhere you don't want to be, why would you do that for the rest of your life? To impress somebody? To show somebody that what they did is or what they thought is accounted for? Like, let me tell you this. And I haven't gotten to the religion podcast yet, which will be coming out, I think, soon. You know how it is. I don't believe in an afterlife. I believe that we were created by something powerful, but I believe they do not care what happens to us. And with that, I believe that when we die, there's nothing after that. We just, oh, we're dead. Brain activity stops. We're done. So I think my philosophy, which even if you are religious, I think you should listen to this, is you have one life. You have one physical life. You have one average 80-year, 70-year, whatever it is, life. And you already lose the first 18 of it. You already lose the first 24 of it once you're done with college, 24, 25, 26, to whatever. And then you go off and you go do something that you hate. You already lose the first 64 of it. Then what? You got 40 years. Well, not even 40, like probably 25, 30. And you're already old, so you can't do much. So then let's go back. You use 18 years of it. Everybody has to go to high school or through high school. You use another few years of it, from like 2 to 12 to get an education. Okay. Then the next 60 years, it's filled with friends, love, and passion. Do you want to know why? Because if you're working where you love, you're gonna make friends. If you're working where you love, even if you're a janitor, you're gonna talk to other people. You're gonna make friends. If you love being there, you're gonna be in a good mood. People are gonna notice. That's gonna rub off. You're gonna make friends. If you work where you love, you're gonna make friends. Your life will be happier. You'll love everyone. You will love so much more if you do what you love. Passion. If you have passion for where you work, it will show. It will show in your work. It will show in what you do in your daily life. Your passion. And then you get 60 and you're like, all right, I had the best run, but I'm getting too old. I quit. And then you're in retirement. And then you get to reminisce on all that stuff. And you get all the memories. Like, which one would you rather have? You know, which one would you rather have? I want to be, supreme to everyone else. I want to be on the top of this hierarchy. Or I want to have fun. I want to be me. I want to do what I want to do. Just think about that. One might lead here in dollar signs, but your happiness might be here. Dollar signs here. Happiness might be here. You got to find the balance. Maybe you have a perfect one. Which is what I disagree with, because I think it's living comfortably, but if, it's average, so maybe you have a perfect one. You could try to start bumping that happiness up. Or if you're a negative person, you could try to start bumping that money up. But then this goes away. Same thing, reciprocated. This goes away. The money. It's all about you, what you think on life. That's why this podcast is called Your Future. I don't know. There's not much left to say. I just, it's something I've been passionate on for so long, and I just had to make a video on it. I had to make a podcast on it. Because what is the point in wasting your life? And the sad part about it, and like I said, I'm no messiah, but the sad part about it is there's people out there, out of this 100% watching me right now, out of the 100% that I'm looking at through this camera lens right now, they aren't listening to anything I'm saying. This video is going to end in like 2 minutes or less, and they're not listening to anything. They didn't listen to any of this 30-minute podcast that I just recorded. They didn't listen to it. It's going to end. The little arrow is going to pop up to replay it, and they're going to click off of it, and they're going to do something else with their life. And then you know what? In 60 years, it'll show. And I hope by some force out there that we were talking about earlier, if when they turn 60-something and they're in retirement and they hated everything they've done, I hope this video pops up somehow. And I hope they see it and they click on it and they remember it and they regret it. So then they'll tell their kids and their grandkids to change their life. Because I cannot stress this. I need whoever is watching this. I don't care who it is. I don't care if I'm making myself look like a fool. I don't care if it's someone who's making fun of me. Oh, no, that's not good. I don't care if it's somebody who's making fun of me while they're watching this. I don't care what it is. You need to change. You need to do what is happy. It's okay to start small. Start at a fast food. Start as an intern. As long as you know your end goal is to do what you love, that's fine. But don't follow stuff because it's what you're supposed to do or what money brings. It's terrible. 100% of you need to listen to me or listen to someone, because I guarantee that someone else has been telling you this while everyone else is feeding your head with straight bull. You need to listen. You need to learn this. You need to get this in your head that you need to be happy. You need to find happiness. You have one life. That's it. That's all you have is one life. Why are you wasting it on someone who doesn't even, have control over it? And I'm talking to you, the person who requested that I make this video. Amongst the 100%. This is for you special. Your mom can tell you whatever she wants you to do. She can tell you she wants you to go to the moon. That doesn't mean you have to spend your entire life studying space and training to be an astronaut. Your mom can tell you that she wants you to be a deadbeat dad and never see your kids, but that doesn't mean you have to. You can love your kids. Your mom can tell you literally, anything, to do anything. You don't have to. Once your heart knows where you want to go, that's where you should go. Because I can tell you that, a lot of people get to college and they don't know what they want to do and they're scared and they're going through the, I don't even know what it's called because I don't even think about college. It's like a major fair or something where you go and you find your different classes and, people are like, hey, sign up for this, blah, blah, blah. I personally think if you don't know what you should do with your life, you shouldn't even sign up for college. So yeah, I kind of think my camera just died. I don't know. It looks like it did. So I'm going to go ahead and end her here. I hope I inspired people. I'm not even going to say to share this video because I really don't care about the fame part of this video. If you want to share it, go ahead with people who you think should listen. At the same time, just, spread, the word, I guess. Just tell other people what you've learned. If you learned anything here, which I hopefully you did, just think about stuff, right? That's all I can say, really, is just, if you truly want something, you'll go after it. But if you don't have enough willpower, you're going to be stuck in the mud. With that being said, I am Allisi. Please, as always, comment. Let me know what you thought. I'm always looking for improvements. Thanks to everybody for coming and spending these 30, almost 40 minutes with me. I really, 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 really appreciate it. I really do. And I will start uploading again. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Again, let me know what you like. What do you like? What do you dislike? I will improve in any way I can. With that being said, I am Allisi. This is my podcast. And peace out, boys and girls.